Big day today, guys. Getting ready to go ahead and set this new Killer Chiller kit up I have here from Kincaid. It's the brand new Gen 5 system with the larger cooling block over here, as you can see. Comes with all the hose and adapters, all your AC fittings. Comes with the drag valve that you got to order separately, along with the switch. The next big thing that goes with this is right over here. Check out this beauty. This is through Gearhead Fabrications. It's their additional coolant tank here. This is really going to help keep temperatures cool, especially when running down the drag strip. This way here, when we're at the end of the run, we shouldn't have used up all that ice cold water. It should still be circulating through the blower, but I'll keep you guys posted on how things go and our progress with the system. Well, she's all apart, guys. Thought I'd give you a little progress report here. So we got the Gearhead Fabrication bumper mount tank mounted, and we've got our Killer Chiller sitting up front over there. All the lines I'm still working with, thought I'd just show it to you quickly before I go ahead and insulate them all. Bumper worked out really nice, fits in there between the bumper. It's a little bit of a difficult job there, cutting the bumper up, but it's easily doable. You don't have to remove the intercooler or the condenser at all to access this job. Check it out, worked late last night. Got all the plumbing put together on her. Everything's insulated nicely. Even up top over here, we're getting ready to pressurize the system with fluid. But I thought I'd give you guys a quick little update, show you what's going on over here. I want to show you exactly what I did with my chiller to try and obtain the coldest, most efficient temperatures possible. So I'll show you here quickly. If you look over here, you're going to see this line right over here, this one here in red. This is coming straight from the supercharger. So that line's going to come all the way up here and go into our pump. And as you can see, our pump is right here. So now the pump discharges, and now it's got two options here. It can go straight down into here, which is going to take it to the intercooler, or it's going to come straight down into here and go, boom, straight into the Killer Chiller. So if we follow this line here is going towards the intercooler. I've got a valve here. Now this valve stays open for the most part when I'm cruising around and not using my Killer Chiller. That's going to allow me to obtain approximately between 3 and 5 degrees above ambient temperature using the intercooler. So that line here goes up and into the intercooler. Now, comes through the intercooler, and it is hard to see down here, but there's a nice little 90 I put on there, and what that does is comes back underneath the vehicle for a complete cycle, which comes down over here and back into, down over there and back into the Killer Chiller. Okay, so that's the first option. In case you're wondering what this is here, this is a little bleeder drain that I use when I'm changing out my fluids for the racetrack. Obviously, living in the northern climate over here, I've got to put in antifreeze that is suitable for the weather in the wintertime. So that's why I have that little valve there. If you're doing something similar, I definitely recommend that. Now, the second option is going to be, when this valve is closed here, that's going to stop this fluid here. It's going to direct all the fluid coming from the pump straight into the Killer Chiller. Now that Killer Chiller is going to force that ice cold temperatures into my front mount tank here, which has been insulated. And that tank is then going to direct the fluid underneath here and then straight up into the supercharger with those nice cold temperatures. So I just wanted to give you a quick little explanation, quick little update on how the car's coming along here. So we're at that stage, like I said, we're just going to go ahead, top up the fluids and get this bumper installed and go for a test drive.
Hey guys, wanted to talk to you guys about the Killer Chiller that I just installed. I have to say I'm pretty impressed with it. Temperatures are very good. Roughly speaking, anywhere between 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit reduction over ambient temperature, or about 20 degrees Celsius. Two things I really noticed: having the larger capacity reservoir, the gear tank from Gearhead Fabrications, is awesome and a must. Been at the track a couple times now, and that holds on to that residual for the whole run, where I may only lose 15 degrees, if that, at the end of a run. And then as soon as I whip back around and put the chiller back on, within 3 to 5 minutes, it's cooled right down again, waiting for the next run. It's a very good system. But I think the key, honestly, is having that extra capacity in there. Now, the way that I routed it, you guys seen with that bypass put in place, I think that's crucial, because when I'm driving around, that intercooler of ours works so well and it's so efficient that it winds up, depending on how hot it is outside, it winds up reheating that temperature and circulating it back into the chiller. So you're not going to get that really, really cold fluid, because it's mixing. So by completely bypassing it, you're getting just pure refrigerant flowing through, around, keeping everything nice and nice cold. Next thing that people constantly talk about are the cabin air temperatures. My cabin air temperatures are fantastic. They're ice cold. They're ice cold when I'm using, when I don't activate my Killer Chiller drag valve. Now, when a Killer Chiller drag valve is activated, of course, you're going to have the warm air blowing in your face, because it's bypassing, it's not coming into the cabin. But beyond that, cabin temperatures are ice cold, so don't worry about that with this system. Beyond that, as far as performance at the racetrack, I honestly can't say if there's been any dyno improvements as far as numbers. That would be for a dyno day, that if I get an opportunity, of course, I'd film. Beyond that, hopefully this answers all your questions. If you've been thinking about a system like this, definitely go ahead. So this morning here, we're going to go ahead and give you a kind of a live example. So the car is, roughly speaking right now, a few degrees, like it always is, over ambient temperature. We're going to knock that down and see how far we can go. Okay guys, so just pardon the wind noise here. I just wanted to show you here. Of course, you want to select max AC, low. Go to our performance pages. Ambient temperature out here, 20 degrees, 27 degrees Celsius. We're going to go ahead and switch this over. Settings, units, custom, back to performance pages. Okay, take note of the time too, 9:36. Let's watch this temperatures fall.